Hello and welcome to our first inaugural virtual meetings with the Bella Vista Western Sydney Salesforce Developer Trailblazer Community Group. Before starting the session, I would like to thank you for the Trailblazer Community Group to providing me the opportunity to lead the Salesforce developer. Also, I like to thanks for all the participants who joined in this session to learn something new. I'm sure you will take some key aways from this event. And please keep support to the Trailblazer community groups. Also, I would like to thanks for all the Trailblazer community groups leaders all over the world and speakers and sponsors. And welcome again to the inaugural meetings and Winter 21 release updates with Bella Vista Western Sydney Salesforce Developer Trailblazer Community Group. Along with me, I have another two amazing speakers. First thing first, here we have the inaugural guest speaker. I think there is no need to introduce him. Yes, as you all know, he is a Salesforce MVP, Hall of the Fame, and Salesforce architect, and one of my mentor and director and founder of the TechForce Services, Vamsi Krishna, with us. I would request Vamsi, please provide some insight to upcoming Salesforce enthusiastic and the experienced Salesforce professionals. So over to you, Vamsi.
Thanks, Sakti. First of all, congratulations for kickstarting a new developer group in Sydney. So we have been running the Sydney Salesforce developer group since 2011, and I've been one of the co-leaders of the developer group since 2014. So that's almost 6 years now. So how useful it's for the community and how it builds the community network. So I've seen this in the last few years. So hope that extends into the Western Sydney as well. And now that we are seeing the inflow of Salesforce skilled people in the market, and it's now diversified across Sydney, it makes more sense to have a separate group for the Western Sydney. So yeah, congrats and wish you all the best with the new group. And thanks everyone for your continuous support. And one thing that I enjoy is being part of the community, right? So what made me grow in the Salesforce ecosystem is all because of the community interactions, community contributions, either learning and sharing or discussing with others online. This year is different. A lot of things are online. World Tour didn't happen. Dreamforce is not happening. Everything is online, but at least hopefully next year things change and we all get to see each other in person, which is more lively, and that's what I enjoy at its best. And that's where community groups come at its best, right? So it's technical topics is fine, but the more interaction we do, the more networking we do, the more learning and sharing we do between us in the community is what helping us each other. So yeah, keep continuing your community support, and yeah, do participate in both Sydney and Western Sydney developer groups. Thanks, Sakti. You're on mute, Sakti.
Thanks, Vamsi, for your motivation speech, and thanks for joining this session. And I would request, like another speaker, we have Andrews, and he's a customer success manager at Validity Inc. And he is the top 10 Salesforce community group answer leader in the Trailblazer community group. And it's over to you, Andrew. Just introduce about yourself, and I will kick up.
Thanks, Saktiville. It's a pleasure to be here, guys, and I couldn't be more honoured to come and join the community and speak here today about the Winter 21 highlights from an admin perspective. Saktiville, congratulations putting this group together. I know this group's going to go far, especially with you at the head of it. I see how excited you are with Salesforce and how much you contribute on LinkedIn. Bit about myself. I've been in the Salesforce ecosystem for coming up to close to 4 years now, implementing and maintaining Salesforce CRM and Salesforce Marketing Cloud systems for clients, mainly around Service and Sales Cloud. I've also been advising on business and marketing strategies for customers. And recently I joined Validity at the beginning of this year, who have applications inside the Salesforce suite, inside data management sort of things, and user productivity as well. And that's in the form of Demand Tools and GridBuddy. So I've gone full circle. I've gone from a consultant role now to a more partner sort of role where we have products inside the ecosystem. But once again, the community that Salesforce brings together is amazing. It's one of the best things that you can have, and it's what allows each other to learn from it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's session. Feel free to jump any questions in at any point in time.
Thanks, Andrew. So the today agenda to discuss about that Winter 21 release, the declarative, that's by Andrew Fragios, and from myself, I presenting about that Winter 21, the new update for the programmatic. And after the session, we have the 2 Salesforce swags for the random participant. Please stay till the end, and finally we'll cover about the resources and group overview. We are a new group for the Western Sydney Salesforce developer group. So try to join those links, and we'll get the updated information for upcoming session details and all. So try to join the links and get the notification, and also get involved in the other Trailblazer communities also. In already we have the Western Sydney, the Bella Vista, we have the admin group, and now we recently started the developer group also. And along with the Sydney, we have the multiple developer groups and marketing groups and non-profit user groups and women intake group and TrialGet Tuesday also. So try to participate either as a participant or speaker. And celebration from going forward, it's the first time we initiated. From going forward, we'll celebrate if someone has recently got the TrialGet Ranger, or someone completed any certification, or if you plan for the upcoming any certification from this group, will definitely celebrate. And news and announcement about the Salesforce. Yes, Winter 21 is now released in last month, and some few updates. The Salesforce Community Cloud is now renamed as a Experienced Cloud, and Einstein Analytics also named as a Tableau CRM, and Velocity is now it's called as a Salesforce Industries. And apart from that, the TrialGet Go now available for the Android mobile users also. Currently, the access is they stopped. Maybe they will open up any point of later. So still keep eye on it for whoever have the Android mobile application. And TrialGet Guest for this November release also available. So try to go get and play around and learn with fun way in the Salesforce. And the Dreamforce virtual registration also on for this November and December 2020. So this is the first time they're doing in the virtual for the Dreamforce. So try to participate to get the updated the Salesforce products from the product managers and all the partners and Salesforce employees. Right? And Salesforce certification days, the November, the free webinar. It's a half-day webinar held by the Salesforce experts. So try to participate, whoever planning for any Salesforce certification, try to go ahead and schedule in the November as per the time zone. And the developer quick takes playlist from the Salesforce developer YouTube channel, the Salesforce, the developer relations team, they keep on added the short videos about the developer related videos. So just go ahead and watch. This is a short video, like 6 to 10 minutes videos. So, and upcoming meetings, if anyone interested to provide the session in this Trailblazer community groups for the Bella Vista, then go to fill the form and I will touch base with you, and then I will try to organize that event. And we have the Salesforce Sydney Developer Group organized the November 12th for the level up to learning the new JavaScript and Heroku certification that's happening on next week. So try to participate also. And finally, share your love to social channels about the Trailblazer community groups, leaders, and speakers in the social channels like Twitter or LinkedIn in this hashtag and Twitter handle. Yes, the Winter 21 release, what's new in the declarative, that is a clicks the low code lover. it's over to Andrew. Just to share your screen and go ahead.
Thanks, Sackville. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me know once you can see it.
Yeah, I can see.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to brush through this beginning part because, as I said, I did a bit of an introduction already, but just quick reminder, I've been in the Salesforce ecosystem for coming up to 4 years, working in both Salesforce CRM and Marketing Cloud. Top 10 Salesforce Answer Leader, Certified Admin, Trailhead Ranger, and you've got my LinkedIn details there where you can find me. So the first interesting thing about Winter 21. So I was pretty excited as an admin for this release because coming into this, there's some good features for us admins, things that we've been waiting for a long time to come, and especially this first one here. And that's the ability to auto add fields to custom report types. Now, although it is a beta, this is something that we've been waiting for a long time. It is, I could say for a fact, it is a bit of a pain every time you create a new field or something, and you have to go through the report types and add them through manually yourself. Right, so if you've ever created custom report types, you'll know this frustration. I definitely know this frustration when I've been managing clients that have over hundreds of reports and 50 plus different custom report types, right? It is very hard to maintain. Now, adding this new feature in allows it to automatically add those fields. Now, by the way, guys, if you have any questions along the way, please chuck them in the chat. Another thing, dynamic forms and actions. This is finally GA, so generally available. It was in beta previously and is now generally available. It essentially is taking everything that was in beta, minus a couple changes, and now making it generally available on Lightning App Builder. These two incredibly powerful tools allow level of customization unheard of before in the summer 20 release, right? Originally, when it came out in the beta, this was probably one of the most upvoted ideas on the Ideas Exchange. And this essentially goes and brings all those requirements you had about showing and hiding fields or actions based on particular criteria or the person viewing it even to the next level, right? There was a pick list dependencies and field dependencies prior, but that has its limitations. This allows you to go a step further and have sections that are criteriaed up, right? So if we're looking at a little bit of an animation here of a walkthrough of what it looks like, how to set one up, you can limit sections of the page layout to display based on a particular user, right? A particular user's permissions. You can limit it based on criteria of the record, right? We can see there's a question in, is dynamic forms supported for custom fields? Yes, it is supported for custom fields, right? There is full details about dynamic forms you can find in the release notes. Sackville will provide a link to the release notes after this, right? For you guys to have a look. There's some trailheads as well for you guys to learn about this. To be honest, it's one of the coolest things that I've seen in a long time, right? The more and more requirements I'm seeing from clients where they want to be able to have different aspects of the page layout show up at different stages, for example, of the opportunity, or different aspects of if you have a quote, right, to show up, or actions. So this is a huge feature that came through. Moving along, there have been updates to Einstein lead and opportunity scoring. You no longer need for lead scoring to have that requirement of 1,000 new leads and 120 leads converted to start the scoring. Instead, it will take your data as is if you don't meet that, and you will get what is essentially considered an organizational view of your essentially organization view of scoring. Once you reach that threshold, you will then have Einstein lead scoring applying to you more customized to your data. Opportunity scoring comes with some more updates, right? So you have to have at least 200 closed won opportunities and 200 closed lost opportunities in the past 2 years with a minimum lifespan of 2 days. Have an average of 1 update each closed opportunity. And this is only available for enterprise, performance, or unlimited edition. Essentially, this also allows you to customize which opportunities you want to apply scoring for. For example, let's say you're a business that has opportunities with two different record types. One's for your sales side of the business, one for the service side of the business. You only want to apply opportunity scoring for your sales side of the business. You can set criteria around the record type to only apply lead scoring to opportunities that are record type sales. You can also identify which fields you want Einstein opportunity scoring to consider during the process. So a lot more flexibility in this one. I can see we've got another question around, is there a workaround for multi-select pick lists? I'm not quite sure because they're not supported. I know multi-select pick lists are not supported at the moment. I'm not sure if there's a workaround. If someone has a workaround for that, feel free to chuck it in the chat. Moving on, schedule when to send list emails. Now, you maybe want to draft an email to a prospect, to a case or something like that, and you don't want to send it right now. You have the ability now, as you can see in this little animation that I've put together, to schedule the email to be sent at a later time. So maybe you're finishing up for the day, it's the end of your day, and it's not the right time for your customer to read their email. So you want more effect of it, you can schedule it so it sends tomorrow morning. Cool. So far, I'm flying through this, so feel free to jump in, guys, if you have any questions about this. This one's a pretty good one. I would say it's more based for sales managers. This is using the opportunity field history object to identify changes in the close date and the amount fields on opportunities. It will identify and highlight whether there's been a positive or negative impact onto the amount, so whether the amount's gone up or decreased, which user changed it, and also the close date, whether it's been pushed out further or it's come in, meaning that the deal's progressing faster. This is available not just in the Kanban view, but also on a list view. It highlights it. Now, like I said, a pre-requirement for this is you need to have field history enabled, and it needs to be enabled for the opportunity, close date, and amount fields. As a manager, this gives you good insight into how your opportunities are progressing, that your team is working on, and also as a sales rep, it gives you insight into how your individual opportunities are progressing. Now we come to a big section, which is lightning flows. We've seen the shift towards low code, more clicks, right? Recently in the releases, there's been a lot of work done in lightning flows. And in this release, to be honest, prior to this release, I would say, I was more of a process builder person, right? Given my background as an admin, I'm not so much of a coder or a developer. And whenever I saw flows, it was pretty difficult. This release with some of the features, it makes it a lot easier to use it in combination with the last release as well. So the first one being something beautiful. If you're OCD like myself and you want things to be perfectly aligned, and that is the auto layout feature. This is in beta version at the moment. This also, if you're familiar with flows, removes the elements being on the left-hand side. So I'll show you what that looks like when I give the use case for another feature, a bit of a demo. But essentially, you're able to add elements to it, so get records or an update records element, without having to click and drag and connect the elements together. It will auto-connect it, or format it nicely, and you can keep track of your flow very easily. Another look of this, right? So you can apply auto layout to existing flows, and you have that option to apply auto layout to any new flows. So if you wanted to go ahead, you can go ahead and apply it here. Now you can see it's cleaned up the layout as well as placed all the elements in the middle. No more elements on the left-hand side. You can now debug a flow as another user. This is an extremely powerful option. If you're ever an admin, you get use cases where users have gone to save a record or gone to do something and it has failed. You now have the ability to debug it and simulate it as that user. So you can identify the issue they faced, because most likely if I was to run the flows myself as a system admin, then it will most likely go through, right? This will help you identify individual issues, maybe permissions, it may be all sorts of things, all right? It will let you identify those on a user-specific level, making it much easier to debug your flows. Another bit about debugging, again, this is beta, is debug auto launch flow on the canvas. It appears on the flow that is not using auto layout. So one thing, if you want to be able to do this debug auto launch flow on canvas, you can't do this on a auto layout enabled flow. This will allow you to have more information into where an issue has occurred and what each process has triggered throughout the flow. Then continuing with this heavy one, and this one is a big one here, right? This removes the need for extensive coding, right? And I know a lot of you are developers, and before you're quick to jump at me, this removes the extensive need for coding for before delete record trigger flow. So where this flow would kick in, if we're talking about order of operations and everything, is as you click delete, before the delete processes, the flow would occur. You can now have this as a trigger for your flow. And I'll go through some examples of a on delete or before record delete flow in a minute. So you've also got the ability to configure record triggered flows to only run when conditions are met and further define the number of records selected. So you've got a lot more options, so you can choose your object rather than having to do that get records at the beginning of your flow. Going along, and this one is one that's been asked for a long time, and or conditions are now available in all aspects of flow. These conditions can be used in all aspects of flow, making it even more powerful to identify what conditions you want to put in place and what criteria you want to limit those records. You also have something even more powerful, which is you get the related record data in auto-launched flows. So I can get, if I'm on a task, for example, I can get the account details in my auto-launch flow without having to do a get records anymore and try and match it up. It will add it via lookup. As you can see here, it's just clicking across to the correct field, right? If I wanted to do my subject line, the word call, and then I've got the account name, I can do that via lookup, right? So any record data via lookup can be referenced in auto launch flows, which is a really big step for flows as well. All right, so now we're going to get into a demonstration. So I'm going to show you guys a demonstration of a flow delete right before trigger. So what I've done here is essentially created 3 flows, right? And I'll give you a description. So first we're going to take a look at the record. We've got an account here, right? And you can see the type of the account is customer direct. It's got 1 contact and 5 opportunities linked to it. Now, as a business, we've got this use case where if an account is deleted, we want to reparent the opportunities to an auto holding account. So it's still an account record, but it's just a holding account, right? And also we want to create an audit record in a custom object I've created called audit with specific fields to identify what fields were deleted, what fields we want to keep, and what record was deleted by which user. So this gives you, in this use case here, gives you a lot more flexibility about auditing records when they're deleted. Now, you may not save all of that record. You can save key aspects of it. And I'll show you what that looks like, right? So looking at this, I've got my auto layout. And what I talked about before is you can add elements here. Rather than clicking and dragging from the left-hand side, you can click here and you've got all your options for your add element right here. So going across to my record now, if I was to delete this record, I'll go ahead and delete it. It's going to run my flow, and what it's going to do is reparent those 5 opportunities to that holding account for me and create that audit record. So I'm going to open up this holding account now, and there you go. Those 5 opportunities are now linked to this holding account. We haven't lost them because usually if you delete an account and it's got linked opportunities and contacts, it will delete those opportunities and contacts as well. So this allows you to keep those because they're crucial, right? They're crucial touch points. Your users may have accidentally deleted the account, not knowing what they've done, right? And it's very hard to recover if you don't have a really good backup solution in place. Now with this, you can prevent those issues from happening. If we go across now to that audit record I was talking about, bring that up. It's now created 2 objects, right? So it's created this one here. So I'll go to my all records, just have a look here. Burlington Textiles. And I've created one. It's got the record name. That was deleted. The object, I've put the account type, customer direct, and the account number. The owner field is the person that's deleted the record. So it gives you some more information on who's deleted. So you can run reports on these. You can create dashboards on these to identify how many records people are deleting. You might have some user that's deleting too many records, and that might be a concern to you. You get an insight to this if you wanted to use this particular use case. And then going back, we've got the contact deleted, right? And this again is when the contact was deleted, it'll write it to here. So hopefully that makes sense. That use case is beneficial to you guys. That's one of many ways you could use a delete triggered flow. So before delete triggered flow. Cool. I'm going to move on and get my screen to work. Perfect. So trigger flows are now listed on the flow list view. I know this is a minor thing compared to everything we've just talked about, but having this available allows you to also understand what those flows do. So if you're inheriting an org or you've just started working on an org, you have a better understanding of what flows are running, what triggers them, without having to click through every single flow, right, and identifying that. Go to the next slide, and you've got also directed error messages. This allows a hyperlinked error message that once you click it, it will take you to that aspect of your flow, allowing the property editor to be quickly opened. So you're right there and ready to go to use the property editor. And finally, a big one here is global variables. Now, we're seeing global variables everywhere else in Salesforce. You know, for example, in Process Builder and formulas, validation rules. Now, you can use global variables everywhere in flows. So not just formula resources. The first 100 global variables of each type has been removed as well. So you can now access all global variables everywhere. This is really good, really powerful when using your flows. You can limit your flows a lot more. Right, the data return based on a particular user, or the flow can be triggered based on a particular user only. So for example, if user profile was system administrator, you would run this flow. Otherwise, you may not want it to run with other users. And that brings me to the end of the declarative method of Winter 21. Hopefully you guys got a bit of insight into that. If you have any more questions while I hand back over to Sactiville, please feel free to chuck them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. Sactiville, what do you think of that? Anything stand out for you from the admin side of things?
No, it's a great insight, Andrew. I'm not actually seeing the chat window. Maybe if someone asking any questions, maybe take over.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll let you know as they come in.
Okay. So, yeah, it's a great insight. Thanks for sharing your valuable input about that admin thing. Let me share my screen. So from the programmatic point, that is a code, we have multiple the new features Salesforce introduced as part of the Winter 21 release. So in this session, I'm going to cover like a few areas. The first thing first, like restricting access to RI enabled Apex method. It's and safe navigation operator for Apex class and send custom notification using Apex, and custom metadata converter from SObject like custom settings or custom object to custom metadata and composite graph API. So the first one, the restrict access to RI enabled Apex methods. As the security concern, the Winter 21 have now critical updates has been enforced and it's automatically activated, right? So either as an admin or developer to review the critical updates and make sure to enable the RI enabled Apex method to the relevant profiles or permission set. Before 21 release, a user does not need a permission to access an Apex class containing an RI enabled method. So as the security concern, it's now added as a critical update. So make sure either the existing RI enabled Apex class, or whenever you are trying to create a new Apex class with the RI enabled Apex method, make sure enable from the profile level or permission set level. Otherwise, if you are using in your Lightning component, either Aura component or Lightning Web component, you will get that error message. Like you have access to the Apex class named account controller. I will quickly demonstrate. I'm developer account. Let me go to one of the component and the sales app. If you noticed, I enabled, this is the one of the LWC component. It's called Apex method, that is RI enabled method. Let me show you. This is the component actually I used for the demo 25. This is a controller. So basically used RI enabled method to retrieve all the account list in this drop-down list. Let me go to, from my profile level, as I mentioned, we need to enable the Apex class from the profile level. Let me disable from this particular controller, and I will show you that exact error message so that everyone aware about this critical update. Now let me go to refresh this home page, which I enabled the Lightning component. If you see here, the account list in the drop down, it's not appear. Let me go to the inspect, and if you see here, I get that error message. Like in the body of the error message, you do not have the access to this particular Apex class method. Let me go back my controller, and so this is the from my Lightning Web content render callback. I call this get account list method, and I get the list of the account list. So for this instance, this particular RI enabled method, there is no enabled in the profile level. So that's the reason we are getting that error message. So make sure whenever you are creating or you are the existing method have the RI enabled annotation, make sure you need to provide the visibility like profile level or permission set level, or otherwise you will end up with this particular error. So this is the Winter 21 Salesforce enforced this one. So I want to mention this one. So make sure whenever you are trying to create a new Apex class or existing, enable this from the profile level or permission set level. And also Salesforce provided one of the unmanaged tool called RI enabled scanner. So install that from the unmanaged package from your Arc, and then go to, so I already installed this one, RI enabled scanner, and let me go to access the RI enabled from your home page. Just replace the namespace with RI enabled scanner application. So once you install this particular RI enabled scanner managed package, you have the permission set. You need to enable that permission set. Then you will get all the RI enabled Apex classes from as per your relevant Arc. So these all are the Apex classes which I am having in my developer account. For instance, account controller, I click this account controller, and here all the source appear in the right side corner, and profile and permission set appear as per your Arc. So you can easily to enable the profile level or permission set for this RI enabled controllers. Simply click and select. Even if you want to provide any of the permission set, select that permission set and simply save. So this is the way you can, bulk way you can enable the RI enabled method, either the profile level or permission set level. Next one, the safe navigation operator for Apex. it's like the terminal operator. Salesforce introduced as part of the Winter 21 as a new safe navigation operator, the question mark, in Apex controller to make handling null values. It's a simpler and the easiest way. So mostly we are getting this null pointer exception while building in the operation on a string methods like returning as a lowercase value or converting uppercase value for the string value or length, right? So we need to check the null pointer exception and also to attempting accessing for the multi-level relationship field. For this instance, I'm getting that contact name from account name from the contact level. So in that case, we need to check the account not equal to null kind of extra attribute we need to use for the checking the null pointer, and even to performing SOQL query to get the single record. So basically we need to get the list from the SOQL query and assigned as a list, and then we need to check that list have the size like more than 0, and then we can get the single record. So kind of multiple code we need to use to perform this null pointer check. As part of the Winter 21, Salesforce introduced this safe navigation operator. Let me go to show you here in my developer console. Let me open the developer console. If you see here, I have the string called dev group. I'm not assigned any value, and if I'm getting the length for this string variable or to converting the string value as a lowercase, let me show you. If we are directly using without checking the null pointer, we are getting this null pointer exception, like attempt to dereference a null object, right? So to avoid that, we need to use the null pointer check here. Usually we need to do all the ways. As part of the Winter 21 release, so we don't need this kind of check anymore. We can check the dev group not or not using this question annotation mark. So if you are using this way, you can get, if in case the value is empty like null, then it's written as a null, or if they have the value, then it return the straightforward the results. Let me show you in my developer console. I am executing this. In the debug only, see, if you see here, it's getting the null. So we don't need to check the null pointer. And another one example, as I mentioned, the SOQL query, while getting the single record, we need to assign as a list, and then we need to, we need to assign as a list, and then we need to check the size have the more than 0, then we need to get the 0th index to return the specific that particular account name, right? So after the Winter 20, it's a straightforward, a single line itself we can achieve without using this extra code. We can simply do the question mark dot name, and simply we can return the account name. So this is one of the coolest feature as part of the Winter 21. It's called the safe navigation operator. Maybe you can use it. So this is the syntax, the variable name and question mark dot the string. Next one, the sending the custom notification. As of now, we can send the custom notification with automation tools like Process Builder and even Flows. Now it's Salesforce introduced as part of the Winter 21 release. We can send a custom notification using the Apex class, also using this messaging.custom notification class, like how we are sending that email in Apex class, like messaging.single email message. Similar way, we can send that email like custom notification using Apex class also. So custom notification are the like a customized notification that can be sent when some action happen within the Salesforce. For example, like every time opportunity amount has been changed more than like a 10 million amount. So we can send as a custom notification to either the all user or selected user, like account team members or opportunity team members. So this notification as a real time, so user don't require to refresh the existing page to get this custom notification. Without refreshing, they will get that notification in the bell icon, which I am highlighting here. Let me quickly show you here in my developer account. So before like using the custom notification, we need to create a notification name. Either that notification channel should be a desktop or mobile. So I created one of the custom notification from the setup. Then I have already in my, I use that account trigger actually. This scenario, whenever the account type is changed, I call the handler class, and here I am passing account ID and some account name and type information. From the handler class, I used messaging.custom notification. This is the class which provided the Salesforce as part of the Winter 21 release. Here, we need to get the custom notification type, which we created here. So here, so the custom notification name, the API name is from custom code. So this is the one I am using to get the ID from the custom notification type. So this particular ID, we need to pass it in the set notification type ID. Then the target ID is nothing but to specifying the record ID. So whenever the notification comes, so we can click that the notification, it's automatically redirecting to the relevant page, and we can specify the title and body of the custom notification. And this is the important one, like to setting the user to receive the custom notification. Like either we can set the user ID or group ID or queue ID also, and even we can set as a account teams member and opportunity team members also. Let me quickly show you here. So this one, I am going to change my type. Instead of the customer direct, let me change technology partner, and I save this account. Okay, let me go to my directly in UI. I'm going to the sales app, and under the accounts, I pick any of the account. If you see here there is in the bell icon, there is no notification currently. I am just changing the type from prospect to installation partner, and I'm initiating the save button. And the time the trigger gets called to that custom notification Apex class, my custom Apex class, like that logic gets executed and created the custom notification. In this bell icon, I get that notification. If I'm clicking this, it's redirecting to the relevant detail page. So either the sales rep or agent easily get the notification this as well. So it's already have the custom notification either for flow or process builder. If we build any complex logic, we can using the Apex class as well, using this messaging custom notification. Next one, to migrating the S object to custom metadata. So using the Salesforce CLI. S object means we can migrate either the custom settings or custom object. It can be used to create a, so basically custom settings and custom object, we used to create a set of data that can store either a configuration or mappings or any secret information. But when you want to migrate these packages between orgs, the configuration maybe have the chances to lost. This is because custom settings stored that information as a data which can't be moved between the environment, like one environment to another environment or one arc to another arc. So the workaround would be we need to download the data from the source arc and upload to that the new arc or we need to use like a post deployment steps to create a new record from custom settings or custom object, right? If you are using the custom metadata types, it's allowed you to create as a customizable or deployable or packageable application metadata so that you can store the custom data as a metadata rather than the data. Correct? So it's a powerful tool for defining your application configured data in the custom metadata level instead of using the custom settings or any of the custom objects. So Salesforce also strongly recommended to use the custom metadata types to storing the application mappings or any of the business rules or secrets or any like list and so on. With that, the Winter 21, now you have the option to migrate from the S objects, either the custom object or custom settings, to convert as a custom metadata using the Salesforce CLI with a command called force:/cmdt:generate. Let me show you. Let me open my terminal and let's try to convert one of the custom object in my developer account. Okay, so this is the one of the object called demo. Let's try to migrate this particular custom object as a custom metadata. For that, let me go to my Visual Studio Code terminal. So the command called, as I mentioned, this command is...
There's a question here. Are there any limits we have to consider while using custom metadata, like so-called limits?
Any limits further? Can you please repeat
Yeah, so the question is, are there any limits we have to consider while using custom metadata? For example, so-called limits.
No, there is no limits as such.
Cool. Thank you.
So this is the command to convert the S object to custom metadata. You can check the help command also. So to generating or converting from the S object to the metadata, we need to use the generate command. To create as a new custom metadata, still we can use using the CLI and create a new fields for that particular custom metadata and create a records. Yes, everything is doable from this force:/cmdt command from the CLI code. Let's generate now the custom object. SFDX force:/cmdt and then :generate. Then followed by, we need to specify the name. Now we need to specify here metadata type name, custom metadata type name. Here I'm trying to specify as Winter 21 demo. Then we need to specify the object name, the subject name. So here the subject name is demo__c. This is a custom object. Try to execute this command. Unexpected argument Winter 21. Okay, let's. Okay, so some spelling mistake. Dev name. Okay. If you see here, the custom metadata generation, it gets completed. In my Force app, under the main default, the custom metadata gets created and objects. So this is the object structure for this metadata and fields. So these all are the fields from my custom objects. In my custom object, in the demo object, we have these all are the fields, and everything gets converted as a field in the metadata. And also in my demo object, I have some few records also. Let me show you here. This is the demo object, that is a custom object here, which have some few records. Let me show how many records it is. There are 4 records. If you see here, it's converted those 4 records as a meta XML file. So now we can easily deploy. So it's converted from custom object to custom metadata. Now we can push this source to the relevant arc. So we can deploy to the source arc as a metadata, that definition along with the metadata. So I deployed the metadata definition. Now I'm going to deploy the data. So it's get deployed. Let's quickly go and check from the custom metadata. Types level. So this gets generated whatever we specified the name under the custom metadata types. If you see the Winter 21 demo, so if I'm clicking that label here, it's displayed the custom fields, and the custom metadata type benefit is we can create a validation tool, and even we can define the page layouts also. So we can enable the fields and the page layouts. And from the records, let's see if you see here, these all are the 4 records gets created. Even we can generate from the CSV file also. I have the CSV file and I defined the field, the name, description, that API name for this field and API name for the other field. And I defined these all are the fields, and I downloaded. Let's try to convert as this Excel file to CSV file. To convert, yeah, I'm converting as a CSV file. Let me save as a CSV file, and I'm going to, this is the path. Okay, fine. Let's try to import that record from the CSV file to this custom metadata. For the command is sfdx force:cmpt. Let's add the help command record. So sfdx record, and what is the further command? Insert. Insert. Then we need to specify the file path. So file path is here. I downloaded as a CSV file. Let's try to track to get the file path. So -f and then file path we need to specify. Then we need to specify as a metadata API name. So the metadata API name is Winter 21 demo. If you noticed, so these all are the CSV file data gets generated as a meta file, so we can deploy it from the CSV file to metadata. So this is the way we can convert from the subject to custom metadata type. So this is the cool feature Salesforce introduced for this command, sfdx CLI command. So next one, the composite graph API. Like if you are not familiar with the composite API, it's nothing but it's a REST API that gives you ability to executing the multiple what I can say, multiple API requests within a single call. It's a great for like retrieving the data, and even you can performing like CRUD operations. So that means a create, or read, or update, or delete operation, even with the related record also. As now as part of the Winter 21, they increased the sub request size from 25 to 500 while doing this composite REST API callout. It also provides a like a number of optimization like processed efficiently, and also it's provide the ability to roll back also if in case any steps gets failed, it's automatically gets all the previous steps gets rolled back. This API is used to like update the related multiple subject records in a single transaction. Let me quickly show you in the demo how to use this REST API. Let me log in my workbench. Before that, I will show you the REST, the composite API, the structure here. So this is the JSON. Like we need to specify graph ID and composite request, and from here I use the method as a post method, and from the account we can create as the new record for the account. And once the account gets created, from the same call we can create a contact. From the contact I specified the first name and last name. While creating the contact, we need to specify the account ID. So from the account ID, that API name of the field, we can specify the account ID from which we created the first step. So once it gets created, we get the reference ID in this reference underscore ID account 1. So we can use this reference ID to get the account ID for while creating the contact. So once created account and contact, then we can create the opportunity also with the same transaction. Like while creating the opportunity, like we specified that a subject as a other like opportunity API name in the URL. In the body, we specified that fields, opportunity fields. We can use the standard fields and custom fields, and I specified that opportunity creation the standard fields like close date, stage name, and name. Here account ID. So here again account ID, we get that reference from the first composite request, and we assigned @ like account1.id in the first method. Even if you want to perform using this opportunity ID, yes, you can implement also. Let me quickly show you how we can use from the workbench to use this REST API. I logged in my workbench. Under the utilities. So basically we can test from the workbench and also the Postman also. In this demo, I am using my workbench. So I am using the first, and then here we need to use, and before that, everyone aware this Winter 21, the API is version 50.0. We need to specify that endpoint as composite graph and the request body. If I'm executing, it's get executed in a single transaction, and it's get provided the results. If I go to my developer account, all the account opportunity gets created. this is the one we used. So account is created. If I go to the related, so contacts also created and opportunity also gets created. So this is the one of the cool, nice REST API. If you are doing like a complex logic, if you want to do the transaction for the multiple subject records in a single transaction, then we can go ahead and use with this composite graph API. Then we have like lot of Winter 21 release. As for the demo, we covered few, but again, we have Lightning Web Components available in mobile SDK 8.2 version. Like whenever you are building the mobile application, we can use that Lightning Web Components, and using that that new email template builder also available. Let me quickly show you that one. It's an admin part, I know, but whoever the developer must understand like what is available in the declarative way. So go to the Lightning email template. So okay, from email template. So Lightning email templates, basically we can create from the Lightning UI instead of the setup. The classic email templates only we can create from the setup. So Lightning email template we can create from here. So while create a new email template, so let me create one of the email template Winter 21. If you see here, we have the new button called Edit in Builder. To get this access from the permission set level, basically either the permission set or profile level, we need to provide this particular access drag and drop content builder. So once you enable this access from the profile level or permission set level, you will get that button Edit in Builder. It's like a Lightning app builder view, and here you can create like a interactive like engaging email template. As of now, it's supported. These are the standard components. You can create a HTML, and the components get appear here. Then you can specify community. This HTML you can add your own HTML element also, and even the rich text also available. So even you can use this plus icon to add the component. So rich text, actually here you have that editor, a nice editor available. Whatever you are typing, it's appear as like. And even if you see here, this allow changes in email, if you activate it while sending that email, you have the option to change the content. If you unticked, then that particular portion you can't do editable while sending that email. So these are the few features that email template builder Salesforce introduced as part of the Winter 21 release. Just to go ahead and play around. And another features like inserting the screen flows from your custom LWC component, that source code and package installation and everything available from the unofficial sf.com. Again, this functionality is not official Salesforce product. It is from a community open source, so you can use as per your own risk. And other thing I can say, the bulk API 2.0 enhancement, the querying the big object available as part of the API 2.0 enhancement. And the another thing I can say, the new subject error method. So we can create, like we can write the generic field level validation, and we can use that validation function from the test class. So these all are the using this subject error method, we can use it. In that note, so these all are the resources we used for this session. This available already from the trial guide for Learn More Winter 21 for admin and developer. So just go ahead and play around. So we wind up. So we are almost done. Now, you have any questions, Andrew? We have any questions? Can you please quickly check it in the chat window?
No further questions in the chat there. But guys, if you have any questions about anything I've run through or Sactiville's run through, feel free to drop them in the chat, or just any general questions as well. I'm happy to answer any general questions.
Yeah. Okay. If we don't have any questions, we'll quickly go for these swags. Let me give me a moment. We'll do the race. Okay. Okay. So I think these all are the participants. I guess. Let me. So if anyone name is missing, please let me know. I will include. Vamsi, I have not included your name.
No worries, Sakti.
Guys,
I think someone's missing. Himanshu Sharma is missing. Have you got Himanshu Sharma?
Can you please repeat again the name?
Himanshu, Himanshu.
Okay.
And just put an F. Yeah, that's it. And so, Ancy Sherian, ANCY.
Okay. ANCY.
Yeah.
Sherian, right?
Yeah, Sherian. Yeah. Okay. And one more, excuse the pronunciation here, guys. Udhaya, Udhaya.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll give it. That's it for now. I don't see any more coming in. So go for it.
Okay. Let's set 30-second race. Okay. All the best, guys. I will start that.
Where did you find this, Sakti? Everything is online now.
Yeah. Keep coming. Keep coming.
Here we go.
Sai.
Is this a LWC component?
I don't think so. It's online tour. Trisha Shah. Congrats. Let me.
I'll tuck it in the chat who the winner is as well.
Yeah. Trisha, chat your information. Send me. Connect with me. Any of the social channel, and we'll pass it some nice swag. Let me do one more. I'm removing Trisha this time. Let me start again. Congrats, Tarun, Amitraj. Please send your details. We will share some nice Salesforce swag. In that note, that's it from this session. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Vamsi and Andrew, for joining this and provided your inspirational speech. We'll see you in another session. Thanks again.
Thanks, Shakti, for organizing.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Shakti.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
You too. See you guys.